Hello, I am Archivist Aaron, and welcome to my study. And today, we are back once again to I'm on observation duty. Once again, the game that is the seventh in the series. And last time we did the spa, I was hoping to do 2 levels in a row, as we usually do, but the spa itself ended up taking 2 hours to beat. And that's just that's over double, I think, what normally in any of the other games the levels took to beat the first time. So that's pretty intense. The apartment building we already went into once just to get the memorization started on it to try to figure out what's going on in there. But we'll jump back into it and hopefully any kind of remembrance will happen. I'll have some kind of like brain blast and I'll be able to see everything right off the bat. But probably not. Most likely it's gonna take like another 2 hours to beat this. Cause yeesh. But the good news is, last night, like about 12 hours after I'd finished the stream yesterday, I tried to go through the apartment building's cameras in my head, and I was actually able to remember a lot of details. So that is good. It means that the memorization that I did the first time around stuck to some degree. So we're good on that front. And we just need to start cataloging anomalies. I think we found a couple anomalies the first time, like there was a vent with blood. That wasn't very hard to see. The tricycle in the basement turned into a bike. That was pretty simple as well. But I think there were a few things in there that were real small, and I didn't have the place memorized nearly well enough to notice them. So we'll just have to see. We'll jump into this and hope it goes well. And hope it doesn't crash, because last time the game crashed in the spa for some reason. So, alright, we're here. Kitty. Get out of here. Okay. So yeah, garbage bags. Sane. Very nice. Blue elevator. Very important. Color might change at some point. We got this thing here. I don't even know how I would describe that, but I'll try to memorize the pattern there. They might try to change that. There's all these papers. I don't know if I have to memorize exactly what this looks like, but pissy. But we'll try to remember that vaguely. I assume if they change something on here, they'll change all of it, but that's just what I would hope. Got cans, cups, all that good stuff. 3 cans here. Remember that. Probably gonna be important. Man, but this place is just so much more crowded than the spa was. Other than, you know, that one room, the locker room area. Other than the locker, like, this is pretty much every room is about as detailed as the locker room on this one. The spigot there, probably important. So yeah, it's past 15, so anomalies can start popping up at some point here. And we just have to find them. There's a purse there. If that ever disappears, I hope I would notice. But who's to say? There's 3 of these. 2 doors, both the same direction. That door's open? I don't even know what that is. Is that some kind of vault? I got 3 doors with padlocks here. I don't even know what all of this is. With like all the locked storages down here. Like, what is with that? I don't know. I've never lived in this specific apartment building, so I'm not exactly versed on what they're doing here. Kitty. Very nice. But everything seems fine so far as I can tell. But that's not very reassuring. Oh, mail. Extra object. That's not supposed to be there. But yeah, it's still essentially the first run through. We had some memorization before, but this is the first like real attempt, so not expecting to get super far. Because it's just, I mean, look at all this garbo. Like, if they, like, what is that? If they change that, I'm not even gonna know. Because I don't know what it is. It makes life a little difficult, doesn't it? Okay, all this looks fine. Hi, kitty. This is like the saving grace of this entire map. It's just the levels might be confusing, but we have a cat, so it evens out. Hmm. No blood. That's good. Are these always here? Were you always there? I remember seeing these things. I don't remember seeing that. Okay, but that is always there. It sounds like flower pots. It's good to know. I don't know, I'm very worried that I'm already missing a bunch of stuff. Because I wouldn't be able to tell. There's just there's just too many details. Was that box always out here? I think it was. I believe there was a box there approximately. I just never looked directly at it, which is probably a bad thing. But we'll get it eventually. It's just a matter of time and persistence. Yeah, and this is supposed to have a mat out front, I'm fairly certain. Blood. Blood. Okay. Very nice. One o'clock. Alright. That's two anomalies before 1 o'clock, which is decently on par. So that's good. That means we're kind of keeping up with it so far. I swear, there's a lot of stuff in this game specifically that looks like they're moving constantly. Like, let me see if I can find an example here. Like this. You see how it's kind of not like sparkling. It looks like the camera's moving ever so slightly and it's kind of changing the pixels on it. Same with like over here and here. And it makes it kind of look like something's moving constantly. And that makes it hard to tell if anything is actually moving. Like the spokes on here, it looks like that's moving. But it's not, because they're stationary. So I don't know. Makes life a little difficult, doesn't it? I really hope they don't do anything super subtle with this. Because if they do, I'm mad. But there is a little chalk thing there. I gotta remember that. I might take that away. 3 cans, 3 bolts, no blood. All the padlocks are still on. I wonder if they'll just like remove a padlock at some point and expect me to notice that. No, okay. I thought this area was like distorted because I heard ominousness in the background. But I think that's just because it was a parking garage and they sound ominous. Why is there a thing here? Was that there last time and I just didn't notice it? I'm not sure. But I know that ain't supposed to be there. I would have noticed a big red notice on the door. Yeah, so some of these are very obvious, even without having memorized the map. But I know for sure nail marks, huh? That's I was like, oh, someone moved some furniture out here and scraped up the floor, but nail marks is a lot more terrifying. So that's great. Uh so yeah, most of the things in here seem to be so far pretty simple to see. I hope it sticks with that because in the spa there were quite a few that were absolutely just minuscule details that it changed, like where the pen was and however that towel in the background changed. I don't know. I don't even know how to like quantify how that changed. It just ever so slightly. So we're hoping that it'll just not do that to us. And they'll all be obvious anomalies. And we can go home. But most likely there's just going to be a ton of tiny little details that we're never going to notice. Like, what if one of these cans isn't supposed to be here? They're supposed to be... What even are those two? Are those also cans? There's 4 things here. And these two. Who knows? Maybe that stuff's different. Maybe I just never paid enough attention. Huh. Is that supposed to be empty? No. Apparently not. Yeah. I was looking at it, I was like, if there was just an empty holder there, I would have noticed that. I would have noted that in my brain. Everything looks fine here though. There's a lot of what, sardine cans or something on the ground. Interesting stuff. No intruders yet. So that's fun. But the intruders are the most interesting part of the game, so I hope we get our fair share of them. Plus, most of the achievements you can get are from intruders. Not that I usually worry too much about achievements, but, you know, it wouldn't hurt to get achievements while you're going through. Hmm. 2 o'clock. Yeah, and mainly the slight amount of movement you can see isn't a big issue, except when I'm... Oh. Except when I'm expecting... That abyss is actually kind of jibbly. It's kind of nice. In the other games, it was just like a sphere that expanded, but that was like a living, growing mass. Very interesting. Anyways, what was I saying? I got kind of interrupted by the abyss. So I do not remember at all. This looks the same. This all looks fine. Chairs still pull back. We're probably okay. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I was about to say something. Something important. Or at the very least, something in general. Is that can a different color? I don't know. Replacement? I don't know if it is, but I never paid too much attention to what the can's color was. No. Would the different color be manipulation? I don't think so, right? Oh yeah, I was saying that the slight movement that you can see in the different things isn't really that big of an issue, except for when you're looking out for distortion. Because if the camera is distorting, you usually can tell by slight movement in the objects. But if the objects always look like they're slightly moving like this, how are you going to tell that it's distorting really slowly? I don't know. Hi, Abos. Yeah, we're on to game 7. It is really difficult. We only have played one level before this, and it was terrifyingly intricate with how small some of the anomalies were. So I am expecting to die horribly and painfully in this many times, essentially. So if you see any anomalies, you let me know, but I wouldn't count on it. Except for the big ones, you know, there are still bigger anomalies. It's just some of them can be super, super minuscule. But we'll get it eventually. Hmm. I haven't seen any differences in a while. Technically blind when looking at so many details. That's fair. I'm technically blind all the time. So that's good for me. Yep. 3 anomalies. But where? I see nothing wrong. Yeah, I'm just seeing nothing. The cat's normal, by the way. There's a cat. So that's nice. It says there's 3 active. Where are they? How can there be 3 active right now? I don't see anything out of place. Maybe there's something missing? Like on this table? I don't know. All the chairs are fine. But that's basically what this is gonna be, is I'll go through, find anomalies, and then probably die because there's multiple anomalies that I'll just never be able to see. But that's just how it be. Eventually we'll get a run where it'll only be obvious anomalies and then I'll win. See, that's what we gotta hope for. Cause yeah, no, we're very dead. I don't see yeah, I don't see anything. Be a cat. You can be a cat in GTA Online. I did not know that. Object replacement in storage. I wouldn't have noticed that. Object manipulation in stairway. Hoo boy. Image anomaly in clubroom. There's an image. Was it on the poster board, like the little cork board that they had all the things posted up on? Did I not look at that? I don't know. Let's try it again. Let's keep looking. Because yeah, those handles are supposed to be that way. It said there was replacement in here. I don't know what they replaced with what. But okay. Image anomaly in here. I guess it could be that or this. Not really any other images. Maybe this would count as an image anomaly if that changed. But I don't know. Then storage, there was replacement in here. I don't remember. Oh no, it was replacement in here and manipulation in the stairway. That's great. You know, having plants that can transform people into animals doesn't seem very grounded in reality. just saying. I don't know. I've never done GTA Online. I have played GTA 5, but that always seemed, well, I was gonna say seemed a bit more down to earth, but I guess they did have some like alien missions and stuff. So to be fair, there are some wacky stuff in that game. Some kind of mushroom stuff, that makes sense. Maybe you just think you're a cat. Maybe it just messes with your head so much that you believe yourself to be a cat, but you're not actually. Oh, smoke coming out of the whatever that is. I honestly do not know what that is, but, you know, we're just gonna ignore that detail. Players can see you as a cat as well. Maybe everyone's just tripping. Maybe nobody has clear perception of reality in that game. It's very possible. Yeah, so there's 6 things there. Newspapers around here, and there's Garbo. Maybe the garbage will disappear and we need to re-litter it, you know? There's 4 vehicular devices here. 2 garbage bags. 3 vases. That's a right, right, left. What is it with them right, right, left? In the spa, it was also in the lobby. It was a right, left door setup. Hope they never change where the doorknobs are, because I don't know if I'll pay attention to that detail. Yeah, 3, 3, 3, 2. You are different. What would that be? Placement? Yeah, because this is supposed to be a screw like those. I don't even know what that is. But that's a clock, and that ain't supposed to be a clock. It's supposed to be whatever these are. Well, I don't know. Are they like industrial sized screws that are just holding the entire building together? Is this some kind of like giant steampunk building? I don't know. Is someone gonna get like just an immense screwdriver and unscrew those, and the whole building's gonna fall apart? Because that would be unfortunate. I think that would be a bit of a safety hazard. Hmm. Everything looks the same. We've only found one? No. Yes? No, yes. We found two anomalies because there was a smoky thing and then there was the clock. So we found two, so we're on par for 1 o'clock or so. I don't know, my eyes are playing tricks on me. I could have sworn when I switched to this camera that this board here was like sinking into the wall. It's like moving backwards. I don't know why. I think my eyes are just trying to get me killed here. And no intruders so far. Very weird. All the locks are still on the doors, it looks like. It's good. JK. No. Wait, I heard something. I most certainly heard footsteps. In the description of the place, they were saying that they could hear footsteps from the basement. But I'm fairly certain I heard that. Right as I was trying to reply, and my voice kind of covered it up. Oh, this is different again. Missing. But yeah, it looks like the balls are all the same. Which is good. Because yeah, if they ever change that in a way that isn't obvious, I'm going to not notice it. It's just, that's not something I would be able to notice at all. Just like, but actually all the striped balls were replaced with the solid balls and vice versa, so it was actually a really obvious one if you know anything about pool, and I'm just not going to notice it. I used to play some pool back at the church when I was in the youth group. They had a pool table, and we would play pool there occasionally. I was not very good at it. I was not the best, but I do know how to play it occasionally, somehow. But not well enough to be able to identify anything that's wrong with it. Hmm. Locks are still good. I really hope that they don't switch like one of the brass locks for the silver locks or whatever it looked whatever you'd call it. Because if they just change the coloration of the lock, I'm not gonna notice that. See, everything else here was fine, right? Yeah. I focused too much on the locks and didn't actually look at the rest of the things. Everything seems fine there. Fine enough here. Would they be so evil to make? Yes. Yes, they would. As I was saying, at the spa level, There was one thing, there was like a piece of paper and a pen, and the pen is on the right side, and there's sometimes an anomaly that makes a pen be on the left side of the paper. And it's just this tiny little line of pixels on a table. And it's like, sure, in that room there's not a whole lot else going on, but still, that's just such a tiny, tiny little detail. And there was another one where it was a towel where I think it, as the anomaly, just got like a slight yellow outline. Like the embroidery on the edge of the towel changed to yellow occasionally. And that was. Luckily, I noticed that because that towel was one of the ones that I always looked at very closely. But if I hadn't been looking directly at it for an extended period of time, I wouldn't have noticed anything wrong. Even when I saw something was wrong, I couldn't quantify what was different about it. I was just like, that looks slightly off. And then I did item manipulation on it, and whammo, it fixed it. So, yeah, there were some absolutely tiny, tiny differences. Same with like, there was a handrail that had like a key hanging off of it, or multiple times there were items that were like under the water from the cameras, and sometimes you couldn't see that very well. It was just kind of evil. And this is on normal difficulty. This is the normal difficulty of this game. What's going on down there? Is that an anomaly? What is that? I don't know, extra object? What is it with the because you know there's like the wall there and the wall there, but then what's above it? Okay. Yeah, and the cat's supposed to move. What is it? Object movement and stairway. So we were just in stairway and I didn't notice that. Lights and entrance. Object movement in garage. Okay. Lights and entrance. That's something to keep an eye on. Only 3 fixed. Yep. That's how it's gonna be until we find all the small anomalies. Yes, I understand. But yeah, Kitty's supposed to move a bit. But everything looked normal. It did. It did look normal, didn't it? But no, there was lights in entrance. There was object movement in stairway. You know, can't you tell? The objects were very movemented. And there was something else. I forgot. What was it? Replacement in garage? Movement in garage? It was something. Yeah, it's gonna be a rough time. I am expecting another, 2-hour stream just to get this one level done. Because yeesh. If the air was let out of the tires on the bikes. Maybe we have to check the air pressure on each one of those every time we go to that room. Like these, oh, that looks slightly deflated. Probably an anomaly. Yeah, I don't know what was changed here. Hmm. But there's quite a few anomalies we saw that were very blatant. So if we can at least get all the big anomalies out of the way and we've seen them all, then things will get a bit easier. And then it's just down to finding and memorizing well enough every room so if something minor changes, we can find it and catalog it. Because the issue with the tiny, tiny little details changing is not that it's hard to see, because once you've seen it, it'll become kind of part of your route, and you'll, every time you go through that room, check and make sure that that anomaly isn't happening. The issue is seeing it for the first time, is actually being able to find it to catalog it. Yeah, like these, easy. Because yeah, if it's just this tiny little thing and I never notice it, I can never find it. Because I'll never be able to get familiar with it because I'll have never seen it in the first place. And that's a big problem. But that's where memorization comes in. And maybe someday I'll have memorized every little pixel on this map. And we'll be able to tell when something changes. Yeah, so that's normal. I don't know what that is exactly, but it's normal. Well, maybe I need the game to be burned into my retinas. Maybe that's the pro strat. Because if you burn it into the retina, then you'll be able to, like, overlay the game with your own vision of the game. And then you'll be able to see any discrepancies, you know? Are these cans the same? I thought those cans were taller, but it might just be that they're on a chair. Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, 332, all that's still the same. Man, it's almost 1 o'clock and we haven't found a single one. That's not good news. Because that means there's probably about 2 anomalies that have gone unnoticed. Probably it started out with the small anomalies. Hello, Akia Novo. How's it going? We're probably gonna die because I cannot find the anomalies. Is this normal? Yeah, I don't know if this changes. I hope it doesn't. No, those chairs are fine, I think. Yeah, it must have started out with like the really minuscule details. Because I cannot find what was changed. Because I know there's at least 2 by this point. Oh, you can help a bit if you see anything. I certainly am having trouble seeing anything currently. Hi, kitty. Oh, you changed. Object movement. It was supposed to be on the left side. I know that very well. Everything looks fine here. Everything looks fine there, probably. I know there's more anomalies. I know they're here. The exit sign, there. I actually never paid attention to what direction. Maybe manipulation? Probably. I never really paid attention to what direction the arrow was facing. So that's it. Probably. What would it be considered? Not extra, because that's the object's supposed to be there. That's image. All right then. I guess it is a sign. Signs are technically have an image. Let me just triple check. Yeah, it's supposed to be down towards the door. Okay, that's good. We can catalog that anomaly and look out for it. Hi. I mean, you're not really an intruder yet. You're just trying to get in. So that's probably fine. So yeah, that might have been what the image anomaly was in that place earlier. Because I know we missed an image anomaly in there at one point. So if you know, do any of these padlocks change? Because I keep looking at them every time. And I don't know if I have to be. I'm just a bit paranoid that they're going to do a little switcheroo between the gold and the silver ones. and I'm gonna have to notice that. But it would probably save a lot of time looking at the basement if I didn't have to remember to count all the gold and silver ones. Because, yeah, it's a bit of a hassle. But you never know what details you're gonna have to memorize. Because it really could be anything. I think there's one door without a padlock. I think that's what that is. So that's interesting. Keep that in mind. Cars seem fine. Back here, there's not a whole lot they could change, I don't think. Now it's a pretty empty camera, which is good. I like the empty cameras. They're a lot easier. Everything seems fine. $2 o'clock. Okay. I was gonna say we're doing good, but I don't know if we're doing good. We're at the very least still alive. So there's that. Bike on the right. There's a light in front of it on the wall. You right? That is very small. That is very minuscule. Out of that also throws me off because in all the other games the light anomalies were like really big and hard to miss and generally like completely flashbang your screen. So just having that tiny little circle of light be a full-on light anomaly is that's a bit crazy. Yeah, I would not have noticed that one. Oh boy. Yeah, come on, Ebos. You're getting showed up. Hmm. I don't think anything's changed here. It's probably good. 3, 3, 2. Blackboard with the names move. Oh, are they upside down? I probably would have noticed that eventually, but yeah, that I was wondering with those if those would change. But that's good. That's another thing to focus on. Man, I don't know how you notice these things. I mean, you've probably just either played the game before. Oh, the car's different color. What would that be? Placement? I don't know how they just manipulate the car to be a different color. Yeah. I noticed that one. It was a very obvious one, but I noticed it. But yeah, I was when I saw this, I was more thinking they might like change what's written on it, but it flipping all the way upside down is also an option for how to change that. The anomalies are so normal in this version. Well, except for that one intruder. That guy wasn't very normal. But yeah, overall, a lot of these look very, very normal. And it can kind of throw you off. Because you can't just rely on, oh, something looks horrific in this image to, determine if there's something wrong with it. Hi, kitty. Blood. Good. That's not normal. Blood as well. There's a lot of blood in this one. I don't know, was there any blood in the spa? I don't remember any blood anomalies in there. Everything looks fine so far. I think we're doing well enough. It's almost 3 o'clock. How late did we get in this? Is 3 o'clock a new record? To be fair, I'd probably be dead by now if it wasn't for, you know, Akia just pointing out a bunch of the things that I never would have seen. Because, yeah, a little light there. I mean, now I can look out for it, which is good. That's usually how I got through most of the earlier levels. Is that normal? Is that horrifying? I don't know. I think it might have always been horrifying, but we'll see. No, there was something wrong there. All right, good. I caught one of the smaller ones. Good job, me. Thanks, me. But yeah, with a lot of the earlier levels, having someone in chat that actually knew what they were doing to help me see anomalies that I wouldn't have seen otherwise is a big help for building up that, you know, repertoire of anomalies in my brain that let me then see them in subsequent runs. Because, yeah, that I wouldn't have seen, at least not for a long while. I need to be a lot more familiar with the maps to be able to catch stuff like that. And there's the same poster here. Interesting. Ah, there's writing here. What would that be? Image? Is writing an image? Yes, apparently so. Sweet. Alright, good, good. Yeah, whenever there's just like writing on a wall, I'm never sure what to report that as, because I think the other, like, different games have different classifications for that. But it makes sense. I mean, technically writing on a wall would be considered an image of sorts. No, those are normal. Those are fine. I know this could change. We saw that on our first run through, but I haven't seen it since. You gotta keep in mind that it can. Small box replaced a large box in the basement, you say. Let's see if I can see what you're talking about there. Alright, small box. Please. Oh. Hmm. I don't know which box exactly has been changed, but I do remember on an earlier run there was a box here, and now it's not. Oh, this is storage, not basement. Wait, which one's basement? Oh. Oh. You right. I didn't know this was the basement, actually. I never looked at the... What would that be? Replacement? Probably. Yeah, I never actually... I assumed this was the basement because it was dark. But yeah, I do remember. Right here, there used to be a box in one of the earlier runs, and I thought that was normal, because I thought it was this box. Unless it is normal. The box is missing now. I don't know. That's always the issue, is if you memorize something being there, you might think it's an anomaly that it's now gone, even though it was the anomaly that it was there in the first place. Okay, the arrow's still good. Was that this run that we saw the arrow? Probably. The chalk is still there. But you're right, that is a much smaller box. What is that? That like rusted piece. I think that's always supposed to be there, but I'm not sure. I guess it's on normal. I could have just reported it either way. $4 o'clock. Shadow on the floor of a person. Really? Oh, that is really... Yeah. I mean, when you're looking out for it, you can see that. But I think I completely looked over that and didn't see it because it is fairly, yeah, kind of creepy. It's a fairly small detail. Extra box back left in basement. Oh yeah, these are supposed to just be stacked at 2. So that'd be extra object. How do you see these? I would concur with Ebos. How do you see these things? So quickly, too. I mean, you're probably just much more familiar with these maps than I am, but... Man. I would have thought I would have noticed that one at least. Because I do remember seeing those boxes and counting that there was only 2 of them. Yet it still kind of got past my notice, which is no good. You know, I feel like they're gonna change this to say something else at some point, but I don't know if that would just be too obvious or not. Object behind the 2 televisions. There's a coffee machine in storage. Ah. So that's not supposed to be there, is what you're telling me. I have been worried about this area a lot throughout this because there's so many items here. I was just like, I'm not gonna notice if they add or remove something. And it is very evident. I did not notice that they added something to the big pile of Garbo. That is, man. Oh, hi. Uh, huh? Okay. Interdimensional grandma, apparently. Yeah, that's how intruders be. They're very blatant. Hi, horseman. Hi, horseman, horseman in red. That's good. It's good for me. Horseman. I mean, that's very hurtful, Ebos. Come on. Horseman is a sensitive soul. Come on, you gotta be understanding. I'm very quick at finding the anomalies in chat, though. That's a plus. Is that the start of an abyss? I see. It is interesting that the camera like glitched right as the abyss was starting to form. You know, slime all over you. Well, you know, the horseman, he's kind of slimy. That's what he do. I keep thinking I hear things, but I think that's just part of the background music. Hi. Um, huge man. Huge man. Alright, the first time we've seen the huge man. Hi, huge man. Select all images with huge man. Uh, okay. What was that? All images with huge man, huh? That's great. Okay, we have seen our huge man. Now I can die in peace. Because yeah, as I've said in each of the other games, every time there was a possibility of huge man appearing, he has never appeared to me. He's always, you know, he's always just been elusive. And this is the first time we have had huge man grace us with his presence. What a legend. Ah, bike is different. Placement, probably. But yeah, I was not expecting, because I know I think in the first game where he appears, I've seen in videos people try to like report the huge man, and then it's just like there is no huge, or like no intruder detected. Did you mean huge man? So I was expecting something like that, but not the freaking captcha or whatever, just being like every square that has huge man in it. That's pretty great. Ah, that's unusual. Movement? There's even that with those ones. It's no good. Alright, thank you. Can you imagine doing that just as like a prank? Just like you know that the common room in your building has a bunch of, like, has a camera in it and a bunch of chairs. Just as a prank, while no one's looking, you just turn all the chairs to look at the camera. That'd be kind of terrifying for whoever's on camera duty. Unless they see you do it, of course. Then you're just in trouble. Missing basement cam? Oh, thank you for mentioning that. I have a bad habit of never noticing camera malfunctions. It takes me like a solid while before my brain is like, wait a minute. We haven't looked at a certain camera in a while. On the previous games, I would regularly go through and like count how many cameras we have. But this time on this game, I haven't done that yet. So that's is good to keep an eye on. Bing bong. Okay, we're good. Huh. Man, yeah, I certainly that probably would have taken a few more attempts if you weren't here. So thank you for that. That was much appreciated. But we'll jump into the next one. And I'll start trying to memorize it. We'll see how that goes. I was actually looking forward to the log cabin because it looks kind of cozy, you know? Looks like it'll be fun. So let's get in here and see what is what. It did look like it was kind of dark in the image. Yeah, a little dark, but that's fine. Those skis. Got another broom. More of those. There's a lot of them. What does that say? I don't even know. It's hard to read. It was something similar to Cumulus or something. So we got pictures, gloves, boots, all sorts of stuff here. Clock that's actually working. Disturbing pupper. Slightly less disturbing pupper. Dog bone that'll probably disappear at some point. 2 pillows. Good. Okay, gotta hurry up. Is that a revolver? Why'd you put a revolver on the top of your shelves or cupboards? So this is very close to the radiator heater. Is probably not great. Is that a sauna in there? Man. Okay, we're back to the yard. Okay, we got all the basic memorization done and got back to the first camera decently well. These are fine, I think. Okay, bone. Disturbing and slightly less disturbing puppers. Very good. Forbidden snack. That is also a bit of an internet meme. Because wasn't it like a thing where somebody was mentioning that like a single milligram of uranium has like 80,000 calories or something? Or is it 80 million calories? I don't know. And someone else was just like, oh yes, the forbidden snack. So I think that's in reference to that. But you know, they are right. If you did manage to somehow digest a piece of uranium and get the full caloric potential out of it, you would never need to eat again for calories. But that is also physically impossible to do, so I would not suggest attempting it. But if you did manage it, I'd be very impressed. So both these beds are a bit messed up. I think that's normal. Lid is off that. That's normal. 3 towels. Kinda. If these are, I think they're towels. Ooh, buckets? Buckets. Okay, I should also be paying attention to the snow. What was that? No, I don't think it was anything. I thought something moved out in the distance, but we're fine. Was there supposed to be a lantern here? Is that normal? Let me just report it anyways, just in case. I think that's supposed to be there. No, not only that, yeah. Okay, there's a bottle on either side of the sink, one on top of the toilet there. There's a shower in the corner here. We have 3 icicles there. Remember that, 3 icicles specifically. Because if there's 2, that means something's wrong, and we gotta stick those icicles back up there. I don't know how we do that. That doesn't seem right. Were there 2 of these? Are you? I know there was one here. Oh, you're I got a little distracted with that. I didn't even notice this. Basement of the previous game is still burned into your retinas. Hey, you gotta learn to be flexible, Ebos. You gotta be able to move on to the next map. You know, the second that you've memorized a place, you gotta learn to de-memorize it so you can memorize the next place. You know? Light anomaly in the kitchen, you say? Is there? Okay, I'm gonna report it and I'm gonna stare at this screen so I can see what changed. Is it just brighter in here? What changed? where, where was it? I, every time, I think if I just stare at something when it changes, I'll be able to tell what the difference was. Usually isn't the truth. Is this double barrel supposed to, or both double bucket supposed to be like that? The light on the table. Oh! Okay. Because I had looked at that, and you remember I tried to report it, and I was like, oh, extra object, this isn't supposed to be here. Apparently the lantern was supposed to be there, it just wasn't supposed to be lit. Huh, that makes sense. But I did catch it. I just gave up too fast when it said it wasn't an anomaly. Is there supposed to be a jar of mystery fluid next to the bed? Is that normal? What are you? Looks like there's a skull on the label. Why do they have like a little jar of poison? No, a jar of poison is normal. Okay, good. Glad to hear that. But I like this map. It's cozy. It's a lot less busy. You know, it's more my speed. So many layers of foolery. That is one thing why I kind of miss the 6 games, like the 6th game's method of reporting stuff, is because I never needed to worry about if I just chose like the wrong type of anomaly when reporting it. I just had to... Oh, that was right. Was it? Wait, no. But yeah. mm. Okay, I reported this before because there were two buckets on top of each other. I don't actually remember. Yeah, okay, it must have been correct. I didn't actually remember if that was a correct report and if that had fixed it. So I was like, now that it's gone, is that the anomaly? I don't know. Did this move? Probably not. Because, yeah, just being able to see that something was wrong, like here with the lantern, I wouldn't have had to be like, is the lantern entirely new? Or is it just that the light is new in it? It would have just, I just circle over and then it reports it. Must be the 50s for poison to be normal. Is that, did they just used to have poison in the 50s? Is that normal? I don't say that's normal in any time period. I mean, I guess, unless like rat poison. That might be normal, but why do you have it next to your bed? She's like, yeah, yes, restful sleep. Time to take a swig of water from the nightstand. Oh no, I hath ingested, or imbibed rather, a cocktail of rat poisons. This is quite the predicament. Used asbestos for snow. Yeah, I heard about that. That's ridiculous. I mean, sure, it's the right, consistency, but come on, guys. And I guess at the time they didn't. Is there something missing here? Or is this always supposed to be so empty? I don't know. But yeah, I guess at the time they didn't really know the full, dangers of asbestos, but still. Like, there's just no excuse for using. If anyone told me that they're going to be using any kind of insulation, fire insulation or heat insulation, I wouldn't. I would tell them no. Like, just the thought of using any kind of insulation as snow in a production is just weird. But everything, in my professional opinion, everything seems normal here. You've already said that in one of my streams? Really? I don't quite remember you mentioning it, but I do know the fact, so maybe that's where I know it from. Maybe you said it before. Also, there is multiple anomalies and I am not seeing them. That is a problem. Needless to say, that is not good. Is this picture different? I'm not sure. No, I'm not sure about it, but it seems nope. It's just as horrifying as it's supposed to be. Oh, out here just wibble wobbled a bit. What does that mean for me? Is there an abyss? Last time it wibble wobbled, it was because of an abyss formed somewhere. Nope, no abyss. Okay. All right, but so far, not too bad. Oh, two movements. Well, that's great. Entryway, bedroom, missing object in yard. Why did it wibble wobble? Why did the camera wobble like that? That was unfortunate. All right, we'll get back to it. So what was it that was missing? I know there was movement in two rooms, which I don't know if I would have noticed that. Oh yeah, this was different. This was definitely different because there was a separation between I think they moved this onto like a further out hook and there was a space in the middle. So that's what the movement was in the entryway. I did look at that and like pointed it out that it looked weird, but I didn't act on it. All right, but we got yeah, it is a nice map. I like these maps. Like the summer cottage from the previous game was probably my favorite. Also, I don't know what this picture is of, but I do not like it. It's a little weird to me. Okay, we can have double buckets, so that's something to keep an eye on. There was something different out here. Who knows what? I thought it might have been Abyss because of the wibbly screen and because the darkness back there. I thought that might have been like the Abyss way in the distance just expanding. But who knows? I already forget what all the stuff was. I think it was movement in 2 rooms and then something outside in the yard. But my brain does not hold on to that information long enough for me to remember what the previous anomalies were that I missed. So that's very unfortunate for me. They have a nice little typewriter. I'd like to vacation here. Hey, door open. Oh. Yes? Who is it? You should probably knock before, opening the door. Also, how'd you not slam your fingers in the door like that? Because if you grab the door around the edge of it and use that to pull the door shut with that much force, you're just gonna smash your fingers in the door. I'm telling you. You should really be a bit more responsible about that, Mr. Anomaly Man. Because that's gonna hurt. I ain't taking you to the hospital when you snap your... What are those? What are the little bones in your fingers called? Are those the phalanges? I don't know. I know that has something to do with but that might be part of the hand joints. I don't quite remember. It's been a long time since I focused on, hand anatomy. But yeah, you're gonna those little bones in your fingers, you're gonna crush those. And I'm not taking you to the hospital when you do that. Because that would be all your fault. You're gonna have to deal with it on your own. What's that? There's not supposed to be a second bottle in here. Probably. There's this cobweb up here. I should probably keep that in mind. I keep noticing it every time I look at the camera, but I never really took note of it. But they might get rid of that at some point, and we'll need to go find the spider to restring the web again. It's like some of these anomalies, I don't even know how they redo them. Like, certain ones, like, closing a door, moving an object back to where it's supposed to be, kicking an intruder to the curb. I can see how they do that, but some of them, like replacing a spider web, if that ever becomes a thing, how do you do that? Like, what do you go down to freaking Spirit Halloween and and just buy some like what's the fake cobweb stuff and put that up in the corner? I don't know, because that stuff never looks much like the actual like real deal cobwebs. All right, 1 o'clock. Give it up for 1 a.m. Oh boy. Is that... What would that even be considered? What is that? Is that pattern supposed to be... Ebos, tell me. Is that pattern supposed to be there? And if so, what would that be considered? Replace image? Well, it's here on this as well. Maybe it's supposed to be there. Apparently, yes. Okay. Thanks for the help, Ebos. Why do I hear ominous music? It's nowhere near. Oh, it's not ominous music, it's abnormal wind. Abyssal storm. That's... Did I accidentally click entryway? That's fine. We'll get to it. Yard. Thank you. Man. I love storms. I don't know if I've ever mentioned it. But we're gonna try that again. Because I think that's not like a thing. Because looking at it here, it looks like it's actually a table decoration. Yeah. It's like a little thing of lace that you put on it. But that's definitely not supposed to be there. Good. Thank you, Ebos. Big help. Couldn't have done it without you. Let's see. Everything else seems fine, though. No more storm. What an oblivion is that? No, you're not totally useless, Ebos. You're fine. You catch a lot of the anomalies. Like you remember that one? That one where you were like, hey, that lace thing's not supposed to be on the table. See, that was you. Also, what is this couch set up to be looking at? Because the TV, I think that's a TV. There's a radio there. So what's this looking at? I don't know. I don't know. I never trust these radiators. I don't know why. They scare me. They just shoot heat out in all directions haphazardly. And I don't like that. Same with like the baseboard heaters. We actually have baseboard heaters at my house. We just never use them because they're just dangerous. Must be the spiders that live behind them. Behind these? I don't think that's a great place for the spiders to live. Because they're gonna get burnt alive. That makes them even more terrifying. I don't know. But yeah, baseboard heaters, I'm not a fan. They seem like too much of a fire risk. I prefer the mobile, you know, the little space heater things that we have that actually, pushes air along the heated elements and shoots it out at my face so I can be warm. I see you as well. You are mine. Um, about that. That's kind of creepy. No, thank you. I, I, no, no solicitors. That's what I say to that. Like just the I see you in the snow. I was like, it's just regular writing in the snow. I'm not bothered by that. But that was a bit of an odd report type. And I even saw it when I was sitting there like, would that be an image anomaly? Because it's not really writing on anything. It's just, but then there's just that category is a little offsetting or upsetting, off-putting. It's a new word. When something is upsetting and off-putting, it is offsetting. You're welcome for the new vocabulary. What is going on with that? What is going on here? What even would I... Manipulation? But you see that, right? It looks like they're overlaid on each other. Are they just sitting? No. They couldn't be, right? It looks like they're like merged inside of each other. What would that be? Movement? Did it move? Oh. Oh. They put them in the jar. This is definitely, replacement. Put the little guy in the jar. I don't know. That's not good. We all know what happens in the jar. Little action figure man is in for a fate worse than death. Yeah, I swear that looks so weird. I remember seeing that there were two pots there and that they were like inside each other. It was like stacked in that way, but not like this. This just looks bizarre to me. And now I can't not. Did I already try manipulation? I don't know. It can't be nothing, right? I mean, it might just be that they put those things in like a really bizarre way, but yeah, I tried movement. I remember that. I just Oh, there's a rat trap. Was that always there? I don't think that was always there. Let's Must be nothing then. How can that be nothing? They look like they're just merged inside of each other. How is that not something? I don't know. It might just be that that pan in the back is really short and this one's just in the foreground slightly, but it looks like they would overlap. It really looks like it. Might just be weird object placement. There's been some times in these games, like with the water tower in the sixth one, where it kind of looked oddly 2D. There is sometimes object placement that just seems really weird. So, might just be a case of that. E. E. In the living room. E. I think E is my Everett inimily. Because, I mean, how can you beat E? I certainly can't. Is that vase different? I don't think it is. I mean, I know there was a green vase there, but I it just looks slightly different. It looks slightly different to me. You know, every time I see one of those like old clocks, I'm always very impressed with how those work. Because like clocks are very intricate mechanisms, and somehow we've had those for a very, very, very long time. It's like just clockwork stuff in general is very in depth, and I don't know how we figured that out so long ago. But you know, people back in the day had quite the mastery over like mechanical systems. We may have not had the use of electricity for all of time, but we did know how to utilize like gravity and stored energy in the form of like kinetic tension, you know, like springs and stuff. Kind of like, I think it was in the 1500s. I forget where it was exactly, but there was a water system where apparently they used the like a certain whirlpool shape to, you know, make it so that the water would get oxygenated, or not oxygenated, but like get mixed in with air so that it would then be lighter than pure water, so they could make the water travel uphill through, just having the force of the water above it be stronger because it's pure water and not, aerated water. Also, there's apparently anomalies. I'm not seeing them. I might just be talking too much, but I am not seeing nothing. Let's see, there's a year different. Missing. I always look for object missing, not missing object, whenever I try to report that, so that always throws me off. I do not appreciate it. But where are the others? Because there's got to be 2 more somewhere in this house. And I need to find them. Were you always what you were? I know there was an object there. I don't know if it was an ashtray, though. Yep, apparently was always that. What is all that? Why are there bottles there? I never really looked at that, if I'm being honest. I never looked in that corner of the screen. Because that's like way over here. It's behind the report button almost. How am I supposed to notice that? Yeah, no, everything... Ebos, do you see anything? Oh. Ebos, I'd be concerned if you didn't see anything. Ebos, are you seeing this? Are you... Do you see it? Because I think there was something there. I just needed verification, you know? Jolly... That guy was, he was something, alright. Now, where's the rest of the anomalies? Because that guy couldn't have been it. Because he wasn't even there when the other anomalies were a thing. But he bought me time. Is this chair supposed to be here? Once again, never really looked in this corner because the report button is over it. Nope. Chair's supposed to be there. Yeah, the guy got lost in the sauce. He had way too much of the jelly and ended up turning into the jelly man. What is different, though? Ah. Was foreseen, but unfortunate. Let's see, what did we miss? Image anomaly in the bedroom. Really? I looked at those pictures. I didn't think anything was wrong. There's like movement in the kitchen. Didn't notice that. Manipulation in the living room. Alright. Well, let's check image anomaly in the bedroom. Let's really look at those images. Could be here? Yeah. I don't know. All these seemed normal. Maybe it was this one that was an issue because I don't look at that one very much because it's kind of way over on this side. Or maybe it was these. Because those might have changed and that might have been an image anomaly. But either way, back to it. Let's see, there's movement in the kitchen. What was moved? That is normal though. That is how that's supposed to look apparently. No, I can't tell. Maybe you'll dream of the jelly guy. Wouldn't that be fun, Ebos? That would be a blast. Yeah, and there are supposed to be 3 bottles there with the chair in that corner. But yeah, I don't know. I've never really had weird dreams in relation to watching creepy or weird stuff before bed. I've never really had that experience. Usually nightmares just happen randomly for me, and they're not in relation to anything else. So I don't know. Maybe it's because nothing really freaks me out all that easily. But I hope you have a good night, Ebos. And I suppose I'll see you another time. Ah, a final thing to lull you to sleep. Just a guy popping his head out of your toilet. These games really like, heads in toilets. I don't know why. I don't know why it's so like obsessed with that. I mean, I guess it's, a head is like just the right size to be put inside of a toilet, but still, you could put any number of things in there. They could put a watermelon in the toilet, maybe a pumpkin, or perhaps a different severed limb. I'm pretty sure any severed limb would fit inside of a toilet. They could get creative with it. Doesn't have to be a head, which I don't know, because I know that isn't the head an appendage, but not a limb. I think, and I don't really know what the differentiation between those is, but I think there is a difference there. Luckily, this map does not seem to have very many, like, super small details thus far. As far as I've seen, everything that has happened has been rather blatant. And not, not like overtly blatant, but just like this thing moving. You can tell that any of this, and there's just not many super, super tiny details to be messed with, which I appreciate. Hmm. No image anomaly in here as far as I can tell. Ah, the horrifying dog image is even more horrifying. Good. Glad they did that. Because if they messed with the less horrifying dog image to make it horrifying, that would just throw the whole thing off. You know? You have to have balance. One o'clock again. Good. I should really start, like, actually memorizing the number and position of a bunch of different things in here. Because I've gotten all the big details mostly figured out. But, like, in the kitchen, there are the shelves up in, like, the top left corner that I kind of have a visual image of, but I never counted exactly the number and types of items on it. Which I should probably do, just to be sure. I thought there was an abyss approaching again, but no, it's just the darkness in the distance, as always. Light. Wait, light. Yeah, it actually was. That was what that was. Good. Thank you. Anomaly has been taken care of. You're still normal-ish. Poison's still there. Good. Nobody's drank it yet. You know, I don't know why, but I just went through an entire like mental, just a whole thought process through why the heck did Romeo and Juliet not like, well, I think specifically Romeo. Hi, you're back again. Door anomaly. Yeah. But why is it that Romeo didn't like take the time to mourn the whole Juliet thing? Because if he'd done that, if he had mourned instead of just being like, guess I'll die, then, you know, everything would have been fine. Everything would have been hunky dory. But no, he's just like, well, it would seem that she is dead to most people's understanding. So I'm just gonna die too. Like that's the only logical thing. Like I could see, you know, dying eventually. You know, just being like you wait a week, maybe, you know, take some time to really consider how the whole thing went down, and then eventually you're just like, ah, living without her sucks, and then you die. I could see that. But just being like, well, that happened, time to die. It just seems a little intense. It seems like he jumped the gun a bit, especially given, you know, the whole circumstance that actually happened where she wasn't dead. You know, spoilers for Romeo and Juliet. You know, it's been out for like 400 years, but you know, apologies if you haven't seen it. Uh but yeah, it's just weird if you ask me. Ah, forbidden snack every time. Also, I like how you can hear a Geiger counter going off with it, even though I don't think there's actually a Geiger counter in the room. It is kind of a weird thing that goes on with radioactive stuff in any kind of media is they usually add a Geiger counter sound to just drive home the idea that this is a radioactive thing or a radioactive environment, but they never actually, or not never, but a lot of the time they don't actually add the Geiger counter that's making the noise. Like they do realize that that noise doesn't just spontaneously happen. Yeah, that's an actual device that's doing that. So, it is very bizarre to me that a lot of people just forget that little detail. And I mean, I like the sound of Geiger counters as much as anyone. It's a good sound. Can make a nice creepy ambiance, you know? It's like I don't know, it's just like a threat that you can't really perceive other than through the Geiger counter, and it makes it kind of terrifying. It's like the sound of a motion detector going off in a place that you are not at. It kind of brings that fear of something you can't see with it. Something potentially very dangerous. Because, you know, radiation, it's not fun. You're different. You're supposed to be orang. Done. Alright. What's next? It's only 2 o'clock, but, you know, that's fine. We'll get there. But I'm glad we finally got to see the huge man. You know, that's what's important here. Everything seems fine out here. I haven't seen anything change in a little bit. I mean, you saw that intruder guy, the door person, but I don't know. It's just one of those moments where it feels like there should be more anomalies popping up. They still got the revolver up here. I think that's what that is. Unless it's just a really weird looking whisk. I don't know. Even so, why would you have it on top of the cupboards? It just seems like a bad place to put really anything. Especially like if the cops come by and they're just like, oh yes, we need to see that all your guns are properly stored so, you know, we don't arrest you, then you something's weird up here. You can't just be like, oh yes, officer, you see, the gun is obviously properly stored by being up above the reach of where children can get to it. Obviously, that's how you're supposed to do it, right? You just place it on some high up object and hope that the kids don't know how to reach up to it properly. It's like, no, that's not good firearm safety. You gotta put it somewhere else. Maybe in a cabinet or under your pillow. No, I don't know. Personally, I don't even know why people would be comfortable hiding a firearm under their pillow in the first place. Just because I'd be afraid that the gun would just go off in the middle of the night. Like, you can't guarantee that it won't. And if it's just right under your head, that's just asking for trouble. So where are the other two anomalies? I know there's got to be some. And I'm hearing ominous music now. Ah, it's this again. Abyssal Storm. It's so cool looking though. I love storms. And just the name, just the Abyssal Storm, like, I don't even know what that means exactly, but it sounds awesome. Hmm. Is this different at all? Replacement? I don't know, I feel like the bread just looks slightly off color. But what would that be? Manipulation? Do they manipulate the bread? No, must be nothing. Because it wasn't replacement and wasn't manipulation, so I don't know what else the color change would be labeled as. Unless that bread isn't supposed to be there at all. Oh wait, there was something here now. Movement. How to go? How do I go? Because currently things are going well. Although, I guess well is a bit of an overstatement. We did get the warning lately, so that means there's probably still a couple anomalies in here that I haven't seen. So not that well, but well enough. Everything here's fine. Out here is a tough one, because there's like a lot of space back here, and I don't know if they change anything. You encountered the forbidden snack. I have. I've gotten that one like 3 times. It's a good one. Actually, yes, not yesterday. In the last level today. Are you different? That looks different. But yeah, in the last level today, there was movie manipulation, I guess maybe. Uh, there was huge man. We finally encountered him. Is there just nothing different here, and I'm just going crazy? Is that what this is? Oh, it was missing. Okay. Yeah, it was the huge man. It set up like a captcha and was like, select all the images that have the huge man. And I had to go do the captcha. It was great. It was one of him like on a slide or something. It was quite wondrous. He called me a disappointment, but you know, that's I would say that was very mean, but you know, it's just kind of true. So I guess he's out of line, but you can't blame him for that. Let's see. I still think this looks weird. It just looks really odd. Select all squares with Viet Cong soldiers. That would be almost impossible. That would be, I mean, it would be a great way to train up your military if you're gonna be in Vietnam again. But I'm just saying, those guys are good at hiding. Oh, you have mail. We are not supposed to have mail. We don't even know anybody. We're loners. So, in the end, that's just abnormal. It's just weird perspective. Yeah, because I tried everything that I could to flag that as an anomaly, and it didn't let me. So eventually I was like, okay, it must be normal. But it's just so bizarre. It looks weird. It really, really looks like they're clipping into each other to some degree. And I don't like it. And this isn't Dark Souls. this isn't Dark Souls. You cannot try tongue but hole. This is not... That's not how this works here. Hmm. We are probably going to die. I am not seeing enough things. Oh. What are... Is that a rift? Is that distortion? What's with all the... There's a rift. Apparently. That's... That's a thing. That is indeed a thing. I don't... I've never seen one of those before. Be wary of Hypnotoad. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Four o'clock. Very, very nice. Hi, you are an intruder, question mark? Watching some weird TV channel? Report failed? What do you mean report failed? Intruder. What is with you? It did that last time too. Not exactly the last time there was an intruder, but earlier at the spa there was the big worm dude, and it kept saying anomaly report unsuccessful. Try again. And you have to go and report the guy again. Holds you captive for a long time. I don't like it. At least here I was able to like scroll off of it and keep looking while it was reporting. But with Worm Guy, you kind of keeps you there. That's no good. Things seems fine here. This thing is back. Yeah, and I don't know why the maker of the game has such a obsession with making every intruder just be running around naked. Even in this like winter cottage that it's freezing outside, they're just like, nah, this is just not something that intruders would wear. Screw the ski mask. The best way to intrude upon a place is just to wear nothing at all. That's the fashion in the anomaly zone, don't you know? It is just kind of bizarre. I guess it makes it very evident that they're an anomaly, but people being there in general is an anomaly, so I don't know why they'd need to make it like that. Maybe the guy had like, the guy that made the game, maybe he has a phobia of naked people, and so he kind of put that into the game because he thought it would make it scarier. I don't know. Huge Man does have clothes as well. That's good. You know, most of them do. It's just a good number of them do not. Well, I guess, yeah, a good number of them do have them, but most of them don't. You're different. Image anomaly, right? That's not what that's supposed to look like. I remember. I remember because I specifically looked at the magazine and was like, they wouldn't change the little magazine image to make it an image anomaly, would they? And inadvertently, by looking very closely at it to verify that they wouldn't, I was able to notice when they did. So that's good. Yeah, and I mean, I am certainly the Primal Fear is visually certain game called Fear and Hunger abuses that a lot. Really, I do have Fear and Hunger. I can't stream it. It's it is not the I do not think anywhere allows that to be streamed, but I do have it. So it's an interesting game. I couldn't figure out how to get past the first part though. I may need to figure that out eventually. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I personally have no issue with it. It doesn't bother me, the whole intruders thing, but I guess a lot of other people have issue with that. I'm certainly the last person to be bothered by it, but at the same time, it's like I don't know. I guess a lot of people nowadays oh would be bothered by it. Oh really, the censored mod allows you to stream it? Object movement, image anomaly, and object movement. Alright. Well, let's get back to it. Oh yeah, what I was gonna say is the main thing that scares me about the intruders is the possibility that the streaming services or like Twitch or YouTube, where I am, streaming slash archiving the streams, would be upset about such things because, they're prudes and all that. They don't like to have naked grandma on their site. I don't know why. Every time that kind of idea comes into mind, even in the last one in the apartment building, where there's just the grandma that was like teleporting around, for some reason the only thing I could think of is that one clip from Family Feud, where it's just like, what is something that a burglar would not want to see? He like slams down on the button. The guy's just like, naked grandma. And of course Steve Murray's just like, naked what? It's such a good clip. It's a classic. But that's all I could think of right at that moment. But anyways, they streamed Fear and Hunger. Really? Wow. Maybe I should watch their at least part of their playthrough to figure out how I continue in mine. Because yeah, I only got a little portion of the way through and then I ended up not being able to continue because I couldn't figure it out. It's a classic Family Feud clip. It is. It really is. It's so good. I don't remember it exactly, but it's just like that one clip where he's just like, name an animal with 3 letters in his name, and person's just like, alligator. Like, that is literally the furthest you could get from that. Like, out of all the animals in existence, that is one of the longer names. I mean, I guess they could have said like Tyrannosaurus Rex or something. That's probably a bit of a longer name. I'm now wondering what the longest animal name is. Because that would be, I would be interested to know. Because there are some animals that have really, really long names. And if you could just figure that out and memorize it, and then when someone asks you to list an animal with 3 letters in its name, you could be able to say the absolute most incorrect answer. And I think that would be really funny. Does it break down how to play Fear and Hunger? Interesting. I don't know. I'll need to look into it. But for now, we're observationating. Peristratius. What kind of animal is that? Jeez. I mean, that. Hi, welcome back. That's one of those ones that it'd be hard even to pronounce it. It's a fly? Ah, of course. The smallest animals are always the ones with the longest names. Well, so far, so good. I think. I don't think I'm missing anything too radical. I mean, it's only 47 minutes in, so. Technically, it is the correct answer because fly has 3 letters. You right. It do indeed have 3 letters, so that if it is a type of fly, then it is both the longest name and technically having 3 letters. Which I would, of course, you know, I've always thought it would be an interesting way to come back at that question and say that anything that you list has, as long as it has 3 or more letters, it has 3 letters in its name. I think the unspoken rule is it's supposed to have only 3 letters in its name. But even then, you could find something that is like 20 letters long, but they're all consisting of only 3 unique letters. And you could consider that to be a correct answer as well. There's a lot of stipulations to the wording that you could really you misunderstand it in a lot of different ways. But everything's looking fine. We're not dying to anomalies just yet. I wonder where the anomalies are that I was missing last time, though. Because I feel like I got a handle on this level now. I feel like I'm getting to the point that I know where everything's supposed to be. And yet there was object movements last time that I didn't notice, which, to be fair, could have just been because I was talking a lot and I missed the obvious, like this guy changed. Of course I noticed that even while talking, but still, you get what I'm saying. Sometimes you miss the obvious. Not the up dog again. Okay, last time someone said that in chat. I don't even was it you that said that? I don't remember. I'm bad with remembering names in chat, but the last time somebody said, the up dog, I went with it, but you can't get me every time. It might have been. Hmm. It would be great if he actually made up dog. Hi. Bro's just chilling. I don't know. I don't think that's a dead body. Look how he's sitting. Dude is like, dude is conscious. He's just contemplating life right now. Is it a dead body? I guess it's a dead body. I don't know. He looked a little too conscious to be a dead body to me, but whatever. Puppy's going through some stuff again. It's fine. Send him to the vet. That was the updog. Wow. As the prophecy foretold. It's also weird that all of the intruders that we've seen are humanoid or vaguely humanoid. Some of them wouldn't be exactly considered as such, but most of them are human, which is kind of weird. I would think that you would have other animals occasionally intruding and not just humanoid ones, but maybe that's specifically what the creator of the games was going for. Maybe he doesn't like humans. Maybe he thinks that they're scary. So he just made them all human. I don't know. Missing. Anomaly detected. Please stand by. I don't know. Sometimes this game seems to go like super fast, and other times it seems to go super super slow. I don't know why that is. Cause like here, I was like, oh, well, it's felt like it's been a while. It must be pretty late in the game. And I look down, it's not even 2 o'clock yet. Going for the uncanny valley effect. I mean, you can have the uncanny valley effect with animals. It's like when it comes to animals, you need the animals to look vaguely human, but still not human. When it comes to humans, they also need to kind of look like that, but with animals, it's kind of like that one image, uh, the one image with like the dog with the human teeth that everyone always says is like kind of an uncanny valley thing because it's hi. That's a thing. Is that camera malfunction? No, it's Abyss apparently. Oh yes, furries. I mean, I don't know if furries are uncanny valley, but yeah, that's essentially. But if he had like a dog in the game that was an intruder that like turned and looked at you with oddly human eyes and teeth, I think that would definitely give uncanny valley. Honestly, I haven't gotten uncanny valley from any of the intruders in this game. In any of these games. I don't know why. Is there something wrong with me? They all just look like regular people. I don't know. I mean, usually they're very overweight, or also perhaps just contorted like the freaking horseman from the last one, contorted into some weird amalgamation. But you know, I'm just saying they all seem rather normal. Other than that, is this normal? What is going on in here? Oh, and this changed. Yeah, and apparently Nixie is still in this game as well. I looked at the achievements. It seems like that creature is in here. I have not yet met them, but I hope not to, I guess. I don't think I've I don't think I've run into the skinny prince though in any of the games. I remember seeing there was in that school one, like the gymnasium area, there was that one where it was like, the skinny prince has been sighted in this place. Do not go to that camera. And despite my worst judgment, I didn't go to the camera, which I'm sad about because, you know, oh, what are you? Are you sure? Submit input 1? Huh? No? Submit input 2. I don't know. Yes. Yes. Are you sure? Yes. Okay, there we go. You just have to set yes for everything. What are you? Bro, you got asthma up here. You gotta... Probably shouldn't be in such high elevations, you know? It's snowy and cold and thin air up here. If you have asthma, you should not be here. That's just dangerous. Who is it? I heard knocking at the door, but there's nobody there. So, interesting. Ding, ding, dong, ditchers. Just delays your report, giving the intruder time to kill you. Well, I, I guess he really needed the extra time to kill me because he was dying of asthma over there. Like, it was very, very odd choice of someone to send after me. Like, imagine you have an assassin that's coming after you and he's just dying of asthma trying to chase you down. And you're just like, wait up. Stop running so much. I have asthma. This is discrimination. You think the assassin can sue you for running away from him when he has asthma? For, like, discrimination? I could see that happening with our legal system. He's just like, yes, I was trying to kill you, but you should have let me kill you because me having asthma means that I, you know, deserve to be equally represented in the assassin profession, and you running away from me is discrimination against me, and thus I shall sue you for that. It honestly sounds like something that someone would do. Identify as alive, so you killing me would be discrimination. That is a good counterpoint, you know? If you break into someone's house, you get yeah. Yeah, or like I don't know. I don't remember what it was, but I think it was that somebody got like attacked by a dog in someone else's house that they broke into and then they sued for, you know, I don't even know what it was. I think it was like damages and stuff like that. But yeah, you can break into someone's house and get injured and then sue them for something or other. Is that pan supposed to have a black spot in it? Is that like a mini abyss? I can't even tell. I just never noticed it before. A spider. You exclamation mark, huge spider, exclamation mark. Okay. Great. The owner's just bad at cooking. Yeah. But yeah, our legal system is absolutely screwed up. I mean, especially the whole like squatters' rights things that's been going on. It is just I've never understood squatters' rights. And I mean, to some degree, like if the place is really not being used and someone manages to live there for I think it was like 7 years or something, I understand those laws because then they can legally get the property because nobody else is using it. But the ones that are just like, oh yeah, I sneak into your basement and now all of a sudden the basement is mine and you need to give me a formal eviction notice or else you will be breaking the law. Like, what's that about? Just because you managed to break into someplace doesn't mean you own it. But in the eyes of the law, it's just how it works. Who knows? Such weird laws. Interesting. I'm missing anomalies apparently, but my gun is called formal eviction notice. That is one way to, one way to do it in court. I mean, yeah, the weirdest thing is like, what if you legitimately didn't know that somebody was like squatting on your property and you end up thinking that they were an intruder and you ended up shooting them? Like, is that murder? Like, you just murdered your official tenant based on the squatter laws? I don't know. But it does make sense. With how you explained the law. I'm not too versed in where it came from, but if that's the origin of it, then that makes a bit more sense. And I mean, the law, as with all kind of outdated laws, they all came from somewhere that made sense. It's just the times change and things get a bit messed up. Picture on the left in the bedroom changed. Really? I thought it looked the same. But let's take a look at that. How long has that been different then? Because I remember looking at that and it looked the same, but no anomalies found. Or do you mean this left? I think she's the same too. But I'll report it anyways. Because she was more on the left, but no, she's just as creepy as always as well. Hmm. This camera went all jibble jabbly again. Something must be wrong. Aha. Thing there. You're just getting juked out. Yeah, I get that. It happens. But yeah, it's kind of like how I think in a lot of states we still have laws pertaining to like what areas you can ride your horse in or something. Or I think there was that one in one state where if students ride a horse to school, then the principal has to make sure the horses are safe and cared for or something. And those laws, while they're never like actually upheld, they are still in the laws of the state. And it's really bizarre because nobody bothers to actually change them, but and nobody upholds them because why would they? It's like just not an applicable law anymore. Oh, that bone is different. Replacement. So yeah, very weird, those just random laws that still exist somewhere but are no longer applicable. Yeah, you'd think that you'd have just a set of like a task force of people going through all state laws and just making sure that they're all still applicable. Just, to reduce the bulk of laws in the entire system, because people have to be able to memorize and remember those laws. You'd think you'd want it to be the most streamlined, cut down list of laws that you can possibly make it, but that would be assuming that the government wants to run efficiently. But usually it doesn't. Pillow gone. Supposed to be second pillow. Pillow gone. Red alert. Alright. Crisis averted. Hmm. You know what's weird? Actually haven't seen the item like object shrinkage or object growth anomalies in a few games. To be fair, those ones were really hard to see sometimes, so maybe they replaced them with other anomaly types just because they were kind of obscure and hard to notice, but didn't really stop them with multiple other anomaly types. I don't know. Ah, we have mail. I mean, I guess now they might have put shrink and grow into the umbrella term of object manipulation, but I don't know. Also, is this light brighter than it used to be? Maybe not, but we'll report it anyways. It just seems to be more blinding than usual. No, we're good. Aha. Missing. There's supposed to be like glass there. Yeah, that one almost got me before. But I'm smarter now. Five o'clock. Is it creepy music time? I like me some creepy music. But we're in the home stretch now. If you guys see anything, let me know. Because I'm probably going to need all the help I can get to get past this. Oh. Rift? Yeah, that's the rift. Kind of saw that one actually forming right in front of us. Kind of cool. You know, recently we just saw a movie about rifts. They didn't look quite like that, but you know. Movies about rifts are pretty cool. Ah, forbidden snack. You have graced us with your presence, I see. Also, that big of a chunk of... I assume that's supposed to be uranium. Because, you know, that's kind of the stereotypical look of radioactive uranium. But... yeah. That's a big chunk of it. You would be very dead if you were anywhere near that. Glowy boy. That is true. That is one way to describe it. Ah, mousetrap. You're back, I see. Why is there no creepy music? Like, it was creepy at first that the creepy music was there, and then the second it's gone, it's like, okay, it's back, but still kind of creepy to just have it disappear all of a sudden. Is this supposed to be this open? I don't know if it is. It looks slightly more open than normal. Yeah. Yeah. Good, good, good. Because I know that some of those drawers or cabinets were open, but not that one. Oh, come on. Living room clock moved backwards. What does that mean? Yard tree missing behind the cabin. Behind the cabin? Alright then. Let's see. Missing object in yard. Yeah, that's the one you were talking about. Object manipulation in living room. That's also one you were talking about. Yeah, I didn't see that at all. Camera malfunction in bathroom. Of course I don't notice that the bathroom camera was gone. I told you, I never see the camera malfunctions. We were so close. We were almost there. So you say one of these trees. Which tree was it? Like that one? I don't know. But apparently there was a tree missing back here. And that's... Whew, that'd be hard to see. Then camera malfunction in bathroom. Yeah, I should have noticed. Because I know the bathroom quite well in this place. And yet somehow I didn't notice it was gone for who knows how long. Middle one in the snow pile. Oh, that one? Okay. I'll try to remember to check that. Because out here, I was always checking, like, you know, are the icicles here? Are all the sticks there? Is there the little guy there? Or the writing here? Or I guess the corpse there is also a thing. But I didn't even check all the way back there. So that's another few things to figure out. Apparently this moved backwards. I don't even know what that means exactly, but good for it, I guess. it's it's no good. So we'll check to make sure the clock is in the right place. You know, I was kind of not looking at the clock this whole time because specifically the clock was it's always moving. So I kind of figured that it wouldn't be targeted as an anomalous. But I guess anything can be an anomaly in this place. But we know most of the common anomalies now, so that is good. We should be able to get through this without too much issue. Also shows the time in the game. Yeah. I do like that they have a lot of clocks in these that do that accurately. Hi, Jimbo's back. Once again, he doesn't really look like a dead body to me, but well, whatever, you know? Whatever floats his boat, I guess. Again, a lot of stuff can change in here. Like this can change. These two images can. There'll be a bottle here. That can change. This can disappear. This is a very, you know, anomaly dense room. Alright, we should have an anomaly coming up. Well, I guess we had the dead body, so that's the first one in the first hour. Usually there's 2 or 3 approximately in the first hour. Let's see if we can find that. You know, why'd the guy put the forbidden snack inside the microwave? That seems odd. Is this different? No, that's normal. Because, you know, the thing is already radioactive. You don't really need to put it in the microwave to cook it further, right? And what would even happen if you put uranium into a microwave? Because uranium's a metal, right? So if you were to put that in the microwave, would it have a similar reaction as most metals do to being put in a microwave? Or would it be even worse? Would it just kind of explode? I'm not sure. The shovel moves in the yard? Really? This shovel? Is that a shovel? But yeah, I've never seen that move, but we'll keep an eye out for that. Oh, it is moving currently. That is really actually hard to see. The only reason I saw that is because I remember seeing the handle being cloaked in the darkness of the wall, but yeah, it moved out of the darkness for a second. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah. Oh, they did swap places. I was about to say, yeah, those can swap places. I've seen that. But you're saying they did swap. Unless maybe you were just mentioning offhand that they could swap, and it just so happened that they were right at that moment. I'm not sure. It seems like too much of a coincidence. Image is different. Everything seems to have calmed down. I think we got like a bit of a big burst of anomalies right there, but we're back to mostly normal, it seems. Nothing too exciting happening. And I don't know if it just feels like there are like bursts and lulls of anomalies, but it really does seem like they throw a bunch of anomalies at you and then wait a bit and kind of have a randomized sequence of how anomalies appear. Hours in this game. I can kind of tell. You seem to be able to see things very quickly. Like even with me having memorized this map for the last while now, you're still picking up on things that I either have never seen yet or that I have seen but I just don't recognize them as quickly as you do. So you've definitely logged more hours on this than I have thus far. By probably quite a lot. Something moved there. Oh yeah, the chair's moving. For some reason I saw the shadow moving and I was like, that's a weird shadow. It didn't even really register that the chair would have to be moving to move the shadow. We haven't been seeing much ease. In 7 alone, you have 600 hours? You what? I mean, I guess each run is like half an hour if you win it, so it's not really. That's just like you won. How many would that be? That'd be 2 games per hour, so was that 1,200? Someone just said something? Who be talking? I don't know. But that's a lot of games. That's a lot of rounds of this. So it makes a lot of sense that you're able to see these things quite quickly. You probably definitely have all of these levels burned into your retinas. And I'm assuming you play it on hard mode, because I'm nowhere near being good enough for hard mode yet, but I tried hard mode on the 6th game, and it was not that easy. All set 4,300 hours. Ah, that is a lot. I thought I was playing these games a lot by streaming all of them consecutively, but wow, that is impressive right there. That's more hours than I have in Skyrim. I'm pretty sure. I don't know off the top of my head how many hours that is, but I don't think it's that many. I think it's also more hours than I have in Dark Souls. And those are like most my most played games in hours on Steam. So I don't know how you do it, but that is, oh boy. Maybe someday I will be as good as you at these. If a game that you still have a lot more hours to play. Which game is that? Let's see. I keep expecting something in there to change, because there's got to be a reason that door is open, but I've never seen anything in there change yet. Maybe that's a hard mode change, I don't know. Hi, you're back again. Can you let me actually report you on the first try this time? Left 4 Dead 2? I've never played it. I've heard... report failed, of course. Heard good things about it, but never played it myself. But probably the games that I've had the most hours in are probably MMOs. And those you can't just like quantify how long you've played it by checking the Steam statistics, sadly. Because, they're not on Steam. I think since 2009, wow. Yeah, because I think excluding macroing, I've probably played Asheron's Call for like, I don't even know. Probably at least 5,000 hours. Probably more. Significantly more. Is this glass supposed to be all frosted up? Frosted glass. It's not. Alright. Good to know. But yeah, just adding up all the dailies that I've manually done, it's probably a lot. 11,500 hours. Oh boy. Man, it would be quite the achievement if I ended up getting over 10,000 hours in any game that I own. That is a lot. Like, how many days is that? How many years is that? Let's see. I'd probably need a calculator. Let me just do some quick maths. Where's my calculator? There it is. Okay, keep looking for anomalies. Can't get too distracted. Like 10 hours every day. That is dedication right there. It's just like how Void was saying with Final Fantasy 11, I think he was saying that he played many hours a day every day for like 10 years. And I just can't even imagine playing the same game for that long. That's just that's a long time. Cuz yeah, 11,000 hour or 11,500 hours turns out to be about 480 days, which is what, a year and a half just of that game, of like in-game time. That is a long, long, long time. All right, back to back to focusing here. No more quick maths for me. And you know, it's funny because I think even the game that I have the most time in, which would probably be RimWorld, hi. Uh, even that game, I think I only have like around a little over 1,000 hours in. And that is a game that at times I will get absorbed into it for like weeks on end. You know, like a few weeks I play from sun up to sundown every free hour, just sitting there playing RimWorld. And yet that still just cannot even compare to the number of hours. Even the number of hours you have in this game is just, well, not this specific, but this franchise still dwarfs any amount of time I've put into RimWorld, which is insane to me. Because yeah, sometimes if I'm playing RimWorld a lot, I'll even like not want to stream. I'll just be like, but then I have to not play RimWorld in order to stream something else that I've been playing. And then I don't want to do it because I'm just like, but I'm so immersed into RimWorld, I can't leave. It gets bad. It's not healthy. That's why I don't end up playing RimWorld that often because I know how obsessed I get about it. Ah, the radio's demonic. Strange broadcast. Okay. That's an anomaly type. And that's a first for us. We've never seen that anomaly just yet. Still finding new stuff. I mean, I guess we've only been playing this level like a few times so far. Usually to find everything in a level, you need to play it like at least a dozen times. Because just the sheer number of anomalies really makes it hard to find them all. Unless you're very lucky. Yeah, definitely the replay value is directly proportional to the number of anomalies they add in. So it makes sense. I kind of wish there was even more, you know? Like, I wished that there were so many anomalies, like every object in the place could move or change in some way. Because, like, even just in this room, like, you could have the drapes move, or these drapes, or that picture, these books, those boxes. Like, you could probably have like 30 or 40 different anomalies in each room of just different things moving around. And that would make it so you'd literally never see all of the anomalies. Just statistically, there'd be no way for you to play it long enough to actually see all of those permutations happen. But I mean, I guess if you put enough time into it and are lucky enough, you would eventually. And most of them would be really obvious, but it would still keep things interesting for sure. Oh, it's almost 4 o'clock apparently. Oh, huge spider. Well, actually, that is probably one of the only animal intruders that we've seen. This is the huge spider. Odd that they don't have more spiders in these games. Because, you know, if the game's trying to be creepy, spiders are usually the, like, go-to animal for that. Okay, and the tree is still back there. That is a plus. Spiders and snakes are two common phobias. Yeah, I technically have arachnophobia. It generally manifests in a different way than most people's. Because personally, like, tarantulas aren't as scary to me as smaller spiders. Like, the more, like, lanky and gangly the spider is, the worse it is for me. And especially, like, dead spiders are the absolute just worst for my psyche, which is the opposite of most people, because usually living spiders are other people's problems, and the bigger they are, the worse it is, but I'm kind of the opposite there. But I do like snakes. Snakes are nice. And I don't really even fear snakes that much. I mean, if a snake is clearly very venomous, then I of course am going to be, you know, a bit cautious about that. But like we used to own a boa constrictor, and they're not venomous, I don't believe. And of course they can still be dangerous, but I've never really been afraid of them. So that's a phobia that I've never understood. What's cost spider to impress a girl? That was she impressed though? Like was that a misguided effort and she was scared by the spider, or did it work out? Because that's the real question. She was? Oh, that's good. Because yeah, I can't catch spiders, so I wouldn't really know the. She asked you to catch it. Oh, okay, that makes more sense. And I mean, I guess I can catch spiders like in a cup, you know, just so long as I have effective tools to fend off the spider menace. I'm usually fine, but yeah, they're not pleasant. I don't like them. I don't know. I was like, for a second there, I was having like a PTSD flashback of scary spider encounters for just a moment there, and then I kind of snapped out. I was like, "Wait, I'm supposed to be looking for anomalies. Can't I gotta put the spider PTSD on the back burner for a while. We'll work through that later." Cause yeah, spiders they're scary. I'm not a fan. There have been many very bad encounters with spiders in my life. Forbidden snack time, is it? I Oh. I was like, I can't move the camera. What's that about? Still can't move the camera. Alright, we're stuck here. Alright, get out of here, Mr. Ski Asthma Man. You know, it might be that he's just trying to ski in a place that's like level ground. I don't know how easy that is. Maybe that would make anyone run out of breath. Because I don't know, I've never skied. You know, playing these games, that's movement for sure. But yeah, I've never done a lot of activities. Like, a lot of these games, I'll look at it, it'll be like, man, a spa? I've never been to a spa. A public pool? I haven't been to a public pool in like 10 years. A cabin in the woods? I've never been to a cabin in the woods. Skiing? I've never skied. Like I just realized I've done like nothing. But I have played observation duty games, so there's that. Cross country skiing is intense physical exercise. Interesting. I was more into snowboarding. I have not tried either, but that sounds fun. But I probably need to lock in because we're at 5 o'clock. That's where things start to get a little intense. Everything's looking fine. That's kind of sussing me out because I feel like I'm missing things now. But as I've said, I don't think the... No, we're definitely missing stuff. I don't think the anomaly spawn rate is consistent. So, even past 5 o'clock, it is possible to not have a significant number of anomalies. But I don't see any of them. Which is weird, because there's supposed to be 3, and I thought I was familiar with most. So if I can't find even 1 of 3, that's bizarre. Must be something I've never seen before. Which is weird. Where are they? No frosted glass. Yeah, no. Man, I'm just bewildered. Where were they? Movement in kitchen, movement in bathroom. But what was moved? Everything was normal. I checked the kitchen and bathroom thoroughly like 5 times. What? Missing object in entryway. What was missing? Let's see if we can identify any differences. I don't think we will be able to, because everything's just right where it's supposed to be. I said kitchen and bathroom. What was moved? Everything's in the exact same spots that I saw them in last time. But it said object movement. I have no idea. I'm absolutely bewildered by that. I thought we were at the point that I had seen and identified the majority of the anomalies, so if there were 3 active anomalies, I would have noticed them, but evidently not. Evidently that's the boots were missing. No, the boots couldn't have been missing. I looked at those like directly multiple times. I don't know, maybe I was in like a panic because it was past 5 and there was the warning meaning that there's 3 and if a fourth spawns I'm dead, and past 5 they spawn very quickly. So maybe I was panicking too much and ended up overlooking details that I normally would have seen. But the boots are like one of the main things that I check for in that entryway. So I would have looked over it like a dozen times. I don't know how I would have missed those being gone. I must have really been just scanning too fast if that was the case. Oh, forbidden snack. Welcome back. Cause yeah, that's bizarre. Guess we just need to hope that that doesn't happen again. Cause having 3 anomalies that I just can't find, even though I know they're there, that's a bit worrying. Well, I don't need to be focusing that much right now because it's nothing's gonna be happening all that fast. I'm just really bewildered. What were they? I mean, especially because it said entry room and bathroom. Like, those are 2 of the rooms that I'm most familiar with. And yet, I somehow didn't notice. Like, that's what's so confusing about it. If it was saying something in the kitchen was, like, specifically slightly off, like maybe object replacement in the kitchen, I'd be like, okay, maybe I didn't notice that. But movement in entry and bathroom, it's like, I know those rooms. How did I not see that? Where did all the where'd all the knowledge about this level go from my brain? Oh hey, they're actually doing the curtains correctly this time. That's nice. Because you know, in previous games, I'm pretty sure they had the rings all across the top, but the curtain was only like attached to a part of them because they were drawn forward. It's like, why do you have all those rings in the middle if the curtain is drawn to the side? Like the curtain's usually supposed to be connected to those. So that was always kind of a weird thing in earlier games. This is moving again. Good thing that they told me about that because I wouldn't have noticed. I wouldn't have started noticing that if they hadn't mentioned it. Because that is so subtle. Do you think it was this? I don't think it's moved now, but I seem to think maybe that this bottle was turned slightly. So maybe the label was facing us more. I don't quite remember. I'm just looking for anything that looks like it was different. And that seems like that may have been changed. Maybe these towels were in the other order? I do not know. Had to be something. Let's see, I think this has its own, yeah, its own little anomaly there. Yeah, something is missing from the entryway. That is... I'll catch it next time, I'm sure. But it's just bizarre. This is gone. Missing. Alright. We still haven't seen the writing in the snow in a while. I've been looking out for it, but it has not been appearing. And, you know, it doesn't help that once again I've got songs stuck in my head. I don't even know where these songs keep coming from. Like, every time I play one of these games, some song gets stuck in my head for like the entire duration of the stream. And I'm not sure why. I think it's just the silence. It just leaves such an empty space for any other sound to fill in that void. Why is there ominous music right now? Is that the Abyssal Winds again? Yep. That's usually what the ominous sound means. Wait a minute. Is that different? Maybe not. Maybe I've just been looking at it differently, but I feel like that's weird. Right? No, apparently not. Because I know that the sticks, the pushy sticks are over here, but I never noticed them over there. I guess they were always there with the skis. That's weird. I guess it's just one of those situations where I never noticed something until, like, the third or fourth attempt. And then it looks like it's wrong just because I've never seen it there before. But I mean, it makes sense. You would want, I don't even know what those are called, but the pushy sticks, you'd want them with the skis. Because what, you can't really use one without the other. So why would you separate them at all? But I just never saw them over there. That's bizarre. Ski poles, is that what they're called? That's pretty interesting. They are kind of polealer, so you know, that makes sense. Alright, 2 o'clock. Hey, this is open. Oh no, it's okay, we're so dead. Not because of the anomalies, I think I can find them, but if the warning is used up now, then we won't have any indication for the rest of the game as to how many anomalies exist. So we are so dead because it's never gonna tell us again. We just have to assume that there's like 50 anomalies active. That's not good. Guy outside. Oh, right, the corpse again. But where's the last one? What else is happening? Yeah, it's a big problem. I still wish that they would let the warning happen numerous times, because if it's like we're at a huge disadvantage now because we'll never get the warning again. And that's a big, big problem for late game. I also can't find where the third anomaly is. Must be one of those small ones that I was missing earlier. Or it's just an obvious one that I'm somehow not finding. What could it be? Everything's accounted for here. It still says push. Okay. Okay, there's one there. But that wasn't there before, so that's a new one. So there's still one from the time that we got the warning that's still active somewhere. All this looks fine. No writing, no doll thing. Tree is there, no ski man. This is not moving. So nothing's different out here. No frosted glass. Nothing's moved. There's still one unaccounted for anomaly. And what is that? I don't know, is the floor dirtier than it's supposed to be? Dirty floor anomaly? The pitcher on the table is supposed to be a kettle? Is it? This? I don't know. And there's... Is that a kettle there? I don't know, we'll try movement. I think that's normal, but... Welcome back, dude. Got bigger issues than you right now. We have a rogue anomaly somewhere. Ah, this one's back. Delightful. I've been waiting for that one to reappear, but where's the unaccounted for? Where's the rogue anomaly? It has to be somewhere, and I need to find it. I need to know what the anomaly is so I can report it and know for later. But there had to have been 3 anomalies for the warning to go off. That's just how the warning works, I'm fairly certain. And we only fixed 2 at the time of that warning. And any ones further that we've done since then are ones that appeared since then. So there has to still be one active somewhere. Either that, or I just miscounted and I'm completely psyching myself out. But there's gotta be one, right? There just has to be. Here, something's missing. Was that? No, I checked that numerous times. So, that couldn't have been the one at the time of the warning. So what is it? What's missing? What's different? What's wrong? Because there's still something. There has to be something. Are you ticking faster? I don't even know what kind of anomaly that would be, but it seems like it's ticking slightly faster. Missing object, my will to live. That is it's an understandable statement right there. Does the entry window always have double line through it? I think so. I think all the windows have the double thing. You're different. But I'll check the entry window specifically. That one, yeah. I think that's always there. Books on the shelf in the living room might have disappeared. Have they? No. Supposed to be to the things of books, to the... Well, maybe. We'll check. I'm not sure. It looks right to me, but yeah. Because I remember it being slightly non-symmetrical on that shelf, but I think that's just because the dog picture's there. But the box and the books are symmetrical with each other. Yeah, I don't think we're ever finding that third anomaly. Whatever it may be. What? What was wrong? We were looking at everything. Manipulation in the living room. What was manipulated? Movement in bathroom? Missing in yard? Did you guys see any of that? I certainly didn't. Ever since the... And it's weird because ever since the alarm went off, I was really, like, focusing in, trying to look at every little detail the whole time. And yet I still somehow missed these three while focusing the entire duration. Like, I wasn't slacking off or anything. So how the heck did those slip by, even amidst that? That is so bizarre. There's still, I feel like there's a few anomalies that I just... What exactly is object manipulation? That's a good question. It almost seems like it's an umbrella term. It covers, I know it covers, like, if something is on, like, if, say, like a musical device, like the gramophone from the spa, if that turns on and has music, then that means that was manipulated. But at other times, things like in the same spa, there was the camera that was flashing. That is not manipulation, even though that is basically the camera just being turned on and being used. That's not manipulation somehow. That was a light anomaly. So I don't know what exactly counts as manipulation and what counts as other things, but like in the living room, something being manipulated could have been like if the radio or TV were on, or something else. I don't know. It's kind of an odd, you know, type. So I think I'll try one last time, but if we can't get it this time, I'm gonna have to get it next stream because we're if rug changes color, it's also manipulation. Why would that be manipulation? That I don't know. That seems I would personally, if I saw something having completely changed color, I would have counted that as a replacement because you can't just manipulate something to have it have a different color, right? You'd have to replace the entire object with something else. But yeah, sometimes with the manipulation, it is a bit of an umbrella term that covers a lot of different phenomena, and you just need to estimate whatever is going on as being one or the other, and then just try everything because it's not always very consistent. But yeah, this game is definitely much harder than the previous games simply because like by this point on any of the other games, I would generally have the map like down to a science. I would know exactly every detail and be able to some degree, tell where things are wrong and different very easily. But yeah, it's missing in the yard, moved in the bathroom, and being manipulated in the living room. Yeah, I don't know what was manipulated in here. There's not really a whole lot. I mean, this box is a slightly different color than this box. Is that manipulation? Is that the manipulation that happened last time? Oh, there's this. This is a thing. But missing from the yard. What was missing from the yard? I I don't even know. Because I mean, if you look at the yard, there's not a whole lot here that can go missing. Like I know the tree can go missing, but that didn't happen when I was here earlier. But like, what else? There's not a ton of objects here. So I don't know. Moved in the bathroom. Same with here. It's like the few objects you can actually move are very snow off the railing. Oh no. If it was that is just diabolical. Hmm. But we'll get it eventually. We just need to try to keep looking and maybe eventually we'll find the smaller. This guy's different. We'll find the smaller anomalies that keep eluding us. Because I feel like it's the same anomalies that keep appearing and we've just never been able to see them each time. But someday they will not elude us any longer. Someday we will find them. And then we'll never fall for them again. But until then, we have a lot of work to do. Hi. You're back, I see. These intruders, they always come back. I don't know, I feel like the way that we're kicking them out of the place isn't very effective because they just show back up again later. Maybe they should figure out how to, work on their methods a bit. Also, I never really look at this very much because it's kind of hard to see. So maybe the sign there changed or moved or was gone. That's very possible. Maybe I should look at the sign anytime I'm out there now. Because that's the only, like, object that I could see that they would move. Because I'm already checking the tree in the background. So I know that that can disappear. But maybe it was the sign that was the issue. Hmm. Well, we're only slightly past 1 o'clock. This is a bucket. Dear God. There's more. No. It's such a great... What even was that? It's not really a skit. It's like... What was that? Just an animation? It's great. It's a great video. This picture, I still don't know what it's of, really. Kind of terrifying. Yeah, definitely for any other character, you would assume that they're saying it for different reasons, but he's just not... He's not nuanced enough to feel like he would be even using sarcasm. He's a very genuine type of person. I'm trying to avoid calling him unintelligent, but it's kind of difficult. I've been doing nothing but teleporting bread for the last 6 hours. Or how long was it? It wasn't 6 hours. I think it was longer. They teleported bread, that's for sure. I don't know, was it like 3 days or something? It was a long time. And why was he only... Yeah, 3 days. I have done nothing but teleport bread for 3 days. Like, why is that? Why would he do that? I like how they thought they were going to die, and his all that was on his bucket list was, I want to teleport bread specifically. Nothing else. Just bread. Where did he even get all that bread? I don't even... Well, that is true. Engineer did tell him to transport as much, or teleport as much bread as possible, or yeah, as much as he wanted. But why? The question is, why did he want to transport that much bread? And where did he get that much bread? Like, these are the questions that must be answered. Why is it like his life dream to just teleport bread? Man, but that one like animation, I don't know if that was like an official animation from the actual team behind the game or whatever, but I feel like if I remember, it's been a while since I saw it, but if I remember correctly, that animation actually had better like story development and character development than most TV shows that I've seen. Like it actually had a proper main plot and subplot and different character plots going on all continuously from the TF2 team. Okay. Well, they did a really good job with it because yeah, it actually was like setting up a bunch of different stuff and had good character progression and everything. So I feel like they did very well. Is that bottle deflated? What does that mean? Was it the one that I like just reported? Because I don't know, I think it's just like a flask shaped bottle, and so it's not really deflated. I think it's just thin on one axis. So I don't know. I don't think it's deflated, but that would be very bizarre and very anomalous if they just had like a deflated glass bottle. Because how would that even work? But yeah, I'm pretty sure not last attempt, but one of the attempts, we were like 5 minutes away from being done. It was so close to the ending. It always gets you right at the end. That's why I always try to look for anomalies all the way up through the final thing. Like until it says you made it, I don't stop looking for anomalies. Because some people in the chat have said like, "Oh, it's 550. You're probably fine. Just you can just chill now." But that's never a guarantee. How do we get rid of the abyss when it shows up? That's a good question. Maybe you just gotta like fill it in. Maybe there's the abyss and you just gotta like you get some of that expanding foam stuff, the like spray on foam insulation. You just spray a lot of that into there. Fills up the abyss real quick and then it just kind of dissipates. I don't know. That does seem like a bit of a bizarre thing to just be able to remove. Especially because an abyss would be, absence of things, like a a pit of nothingness. So how do you remove nothing? It does seem a little bizarre. Let's seal it with Flex Seal. Yes. I sawed reality in half and repaired it using only Flex Tape. That sounds like something he'd do. Okay, I've never seen this tree disappear. Oh, great. We wasted our thing again. Even though I'm still looking for every... oh, there's another rift. And we'll never get the warning again, so we're at a big disadvantage again. What is wrong? How am I getting, like, worse at this the longer we go? Because, like, the third and fourth attempts, I was able to get up to, like, 4 or 5 o'clock before the warning goes off. But somehow we've just gone backwards. I've apparently forgotten anomalies that are happening and I'm not seeing them. Which is weird because usually this is like a linear progression. Of course, I usually don't play these games this long in a row. I've just been really trying to finish this level. But yeah, 3.5 hours is I think the longest observation duty stream I've done thus far. But there should be 2 anomalies somewhere in this place, and I'm not seeing either of them. Somehow. Like, I keep looking at these, which these look slightly different, but I don't know if that is, and I don't even know what that would be counted as if they were different. I don't know, image anomaly, because the packaging looks slightly different. There's this gone, but that wasn't gone earlier. So that's a new one. I don't know. I don't think we're going to be getting this level today. Which is unfortunate. But I guess we already beat one of the levels. with the help of the chatters earlier, so we did still make progress. Hello Enova88. How's it going? We are probably very dead, but good to have you while we are still somewhat alive. Ah, there the tree finally left. So we get to see what that looks like. Clock in the living room. What about it? It looks the same to me. Though they did say there was something with the clock in a previous one. I just don't see anything wrong. I don't see anything wrong with it. What was wrong with it? It looks the same. Am I going crazy? Am I losing? Am I losing my? Are you guys able to see things that I didn't? Didn't check its time. Oh, so it wasn't that anything was wrong with the clock. It's just that the time was not being kept on the clock. That's that's insane. Is there supposed to be this big of a gap between the cabinet and the stove here? Are you are you different? Are you a different oven? Why does that look off? I don't know, maybe now everything looks off. I didn't even think they could make it so the time didn't line up. I kind of thought the clock had immunity because it was moving with the time. But that's... man. Yeah, because I guess it is about 3:30, so it's showing that it's 3:30. So I need to actually check that the time is correct every time I look at that. I guess that'll help me keep up to date on my skills on reading clocks. Because I mean, I don't have any, what is that, analog clock? I don't have any analog clocks in my house, so gotta get that, keep refreshing that skill somehow. Yeah, and of course, once you find the anomaly once on one run, it doesn't occur again, but of course, it will always occur again if you do another run of it. Which so far we've done a lot of runs of this level, so eventually we might do more runs of it, and then we'll need to look out for all of these again. Okay, everything out here that we know can happen is not happening. Good. Okay. Forbidden snack. Again. How many pillars were the pillows? There's 2 here, and there's... oh, you're right. I didn't even actually notice that the right ones could disappear. Because I knew on the left side, this pillow can disappear. I thought because these were 2 together, that they wouldn't move. But yeah, one of them was gone. We haven't seen the E anomaly in a while. It's a bit unfortunate. It's one of my favorites. Frosted glass. Maybe extra tree far away on the road. How would I ever know that? I think that's too far away to be an applicable thing. I know this tree can disappear, but I don't know. You can just roughly point out that way and say extra object and hope that it gives it to us. But I don't think it would do that. Missing here. But if it says extra object in the yard, then that may have been it. I've never seen that happen before. But you're right there does seem oddly covered. It is weird. No, everything here is fine. Probably. Clock, are you at the right time? Yeah, approximately. This is different replacement, I think. Yeah, I did check the clock at exactly 4:20, which is a pretty interesting coincidence. And nothing's happened with this, like, I'm pretty sure it's a gun up there. So, it's kind of weird. I always check if it's there, but nothing's ever touched it. What is that? Abyss. I don't think we've seen an abyss in the bedroom before. But it started out as like a little distortion. It didn't even have its darkness to it yet at the start. I saw like a slight distortion on the edge of the bed. I was like, what might that be? So that's a bit odd. Everything looks fine here. I thought it was a rift. Yeah, me too. But I decided to stare at it a little bit, like for a few extra seconds before trying to report it, and it turned black, so... Intruder again. She seems pretty common. She happens like every time. Nothing weird in the kitchen, it looks like. Let's go back and re-anomalize. There we go. Looks fine there. Everything looks fine here. Maybe? Question mark? Probably. I don't know. I still feel like there's something missing in the yard that... Or like something that can go missing in the yard that I still have never seen. And since we've already used up our warning, we could literally just die at any moment. And we'd never know. That's just that's the most scary part of having your warning used up right at the start. Is just you're left with no other indication for the rest of the game as to how many anomalies are active. Like there could be 0 for all we know. Or there could be 3. Bedroom light brighter? Where's the bedroom? There is no bedroom. There's, I guess, bedroom light gone. Well, thank you for mentioning bedroom, because I did not even... Is the light brighter? I don't know. Because, yeah, I didn't even notice, once again. Camera malfunctions. Yeah, no, light is fine. But the camera malfunctions are rough for me. I never even realized that I'm passing over an entire camera. Check movement. It's an easy one. You know, I just need it to give me really easy ones for the rest of the time, and then we'll be set. I mean, that's kind of like a strategy, is since all the anomalies are random, you could just keep replaying it over and over and over and over again until you get a run where it only gives you the really obvious ones. And then you win, because it was all the easy anomalies. Is there a spider? No, no spider. Yeah, we're probably very dead. I'm not seeing anything at all. Because to me, everything looks to be in the correct position. Nothing's moving that isn't supposed to be moving. Are the books different? Extra wood. No, no, they wouldn't. They wouldn't do that. There's too many woods there to have an extra wood. Oh, there's one. Placement. Okay, got that. The My Mom, that is a classic. Is it weird that I'm able to like think through that entire joke in my head in his voice? Like I can't speak in his voice, but my brain can. And that's pretty nice, if you ask me. Okay, another obvious one. That's good. Bought us another few seconds. At this point, any anomaly is probably just a few seconds of time bought. Bathroom towels moved. Oh, they did, they did. You right. Yard missing snow. That is a thing that can happen. You mentioned that, but I honestly I thought you were being what would it be? Facetious? I thought you were just joking about it and saying like, wouldn't that be horrific if they changed that? But no, apparently that is a real thing. That's terrifying. Alright, well, we've eventually made it. Oh gosh. That was a lot. Oh boy. Well, with help, we have eventually made it halfway through the 7th game. And then we still have gas station, museum, and factory. Honestly, these two are the ones I'm most scared of. Because the gas station, I feel like will have, like, aisles, like in a store. And those are usually really hard to memorize. And the factory, I mean, just look at this. Like, that's just not gonna be easy. One of the best ones, like, best as in easy? 25% you still have hard mode? Oh no. Yep, so those two are what I'm worried about. Museum I'm kind of looking forward to, because that sounds like it'll be a cool place, but who knows? Oh gosh, imagine factory on hard. If it's that bad, that's... I'm not looking forward to that one, but that's the last one, luckily. So I gotta, you know, finish these two first. And I don't think I'm doing hard mode on this, not yet at least. I'll need to have finished hard mode on the 6th game, probably before I come back and do hard mode on the 7th. Because already, I feel like this, like, normal mode on 7 is the same difficulty as hard mode on 6 was. So, like, I don't know. That's gonna not be fun. But we got some good... We really got some good achievements today. You know, we met the hag, the huge man, the charger, the passenger, the competitor, and completed apartment building and log cabin. So that's a lot of stuff done right there. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully it will go better. I mean, I guess we finished 2 levels, but it took a long time. So, yes, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for being here, and thanks for the help, definitely, because I could not have made it through either of those levels without help, at least not that quickly. I would have gotten it eventually, but yeesh. Alright, see you guys next time. Goodbye.